So, hey guys, Chauzu here. Time for some more level 5 Morgan bullying, but this time no Mr. Tree required at all. Ironically, I was asked to make this video since we have Laboon right now, but once I started building teams I realized, for this team I don't need Laboon, I use my level 10 Oro Jackson instead. And yeah, this is all possible thanks to 6+ Super Sugo Law, who is able to overheal with his 6+ now, which is really good and lets us have more HP than we usually will have. His super type is also amazing, removing 2 of the 4 debuffs on stage 4, as well as healing. And all the healing we get is nice because it lets us use his final tap, final stage, which always sets defense to 0 and give a conditional. So even if you don't have a Rainbow Law, it's still very useful. So yeah, let's jump into the video. I have 2 variants for this first team. The first one is more damage since Zoro has Koshiro. This lets us remove all of the damage final stage. I'll show this first and then I'll show you final stage if you choose to not bring Koshiro. Probably you don't have it, and honestly I don't really think Koshiro is needed. I realized one great strat that is pretty dumb I didn't realize before, because usually you try to save Hiyori's 1 orb for more damage stage 2, but it's a lot better to save Zoro Sanji's 1 orb, because that means you set up the perfect super swap, which is otherwise very annoying. If you use Zoro Sanji as captains here, you usually end up getting a quick unit. But usually you lack damage by doing this, but with using a special, in this case cat, basically there's a lot of stuff that works. Dog also works, for example. You're able to get enough damage stage 2 and extra damage stage 3, and just follow what I do here and you easily take no damage here. And remember, every perfect you hit with Law means you get extra healing, so I do everything I can to maximize my healing here. So moving on, we're going to get the spear on Zoro Sanji, but as you see, we don't lose any HP really. And we're able to tank with almost 30k HP remaining, which is really good. And now we can use Hiyori to heal back up. And yeah, all that's left is the attack down and paralysis, which Law Super is going to be able to handle. And as always, Zoro Sanji is really great for this stage. They basically handle it yourself. You need no other damaging specials and no other utility specials. So yeah, Zoro Sanji has easily been like the biggest game changer for this Grand Voyage, making it basically a joke no matter how you slice it. And yeah, now we just need to kill. We're saving the super class for final stage. One thing to note though is that we might be lacking a bit in HP. You might lack HP if your hero isn't that good. One way you could solve this is running a lower HP ship like Mary, but that has its own issues of course, but just throwing it out there. Another thing you can do is just not use the EX Super, which will lower damage, but you will have enough HP for the final tap. But at the same time, the final tap is not required, especially not if you have a Koshiro, as you will see here. And yeah, we have the bonus support on Law. This is a very OG support on Law for this content, which lets Law use his special despite the special bind. This has been one of the few content where that special support has seen legit use. But yeah, I also like that I'm able to use this cat and dog crewmate, the 3 musketeers I think they're called, removing all the death up together with Koshiro, giving a call affinity, as well as reducing the CD for Law. And yeah, I will overkill here, but I wanted to use Law's final tap to kill, since you get so much damage out of it, especially with a Rainbow Law like me. And yeah, I do have one more variant as said. And yeah, for this one, we don't have Koshiro, which means we don't remove the death up. And you'd think like, yeah, even with Law setting defense to 0, will it really be enough? Like, will we even kill Helmeppo despite of this death up? And spoilers, yes. This actually does more damage than the first team I did, since in that team I gave away a lot of damage due to hitting good. Here I just hit perfect. But yeah, you definitely need the final tap on Law ready to kill with this team. I can basically guarantee that. But yeah, on Helmeppo here, you want to hit with the Barrier Pen units first, so Zoro and Cat. Kill Helmeppo and then start building up the chain for Law. And as you see, I do some decent damage on the way. Okay, with my investment, you probably don't need a final tap, but if you have lower investment, you probably need it. But yeah, as you see, that's some insane damage there. And yeah, this started as me making a video with Laboon. So yeah, I'm ending my video with a fun Laboon ship team. And yeah, one cool thing with this team is that we have Hiyori as rank captain. There's not a lot of teams here where you don't need to run a hunger unit on your team. Basically for this content, you need one of 3 units. Either Hiyori. Oops. I've recorded so far, I'm going to continue it as long as next one works. But yeah, basically for this team, why I reset there is because I talked about this a bit before with Zoro Sanji Super Swap. And I wanted to build this team so you get Dex Sanji when you Super Swap, Dex Zoro Sanji. But in order to do that, they need to get a recovery or tandem orb. And as you see here, they do get a tandem orb. This means that when I tap with Sanji now, he will consume the tandem orb and the switch gauge will go up. And this lines it up perfectly so we get Zoro. So the first time I restarted was because I didn't have a tandem or recovery orb. Anyway, this team is pretty fun. We're using another cool strat. I think Subconscious was the first one to use it, which was using Beckman and Shanks final stage. And I know Subconscious back then paired that with Cat Frank Captain, which was cool since you were able to ignore defensive effects on stage 4. But the Frank Captain also gets the speared, so you don't have to worry about Cats ignoring defensive effects when taking damage from Morgan stage 4, so you could also survive that stage. Anyway, again here, just copy what I do. We have a lot of Barrier Pen users on this team. And yeah, Luffy is on the team, just so I can make use of this Super Tandem. Honestly, probably not needed, but yeah, it does the job. And we have a pretty accessible paralysis support on Luffy Law, like you can run either Corazon or Ray League, both work. And as you see, we have the Super Shops set up. And we will have a lot of HP with this team as well. Basically the same we did with last team, but obviously we get help from Laboon's 2 times HP with this team. So I will not use this team without Laboon, that's for sure. And yeah, use Hiyori now to remove the remaining bind. We'll also be able to use Hiyori's super final stage, which is nice since we're able to get Shanks Beckman ready with that. And yeah, we're using both Cat and Dog, pretty funny. I don't think that's ever been done for this content level 5, using Cat and Dog together on stage 4 of all things. But yeah, we only use them so we get an attack and or boost final stage, because Beckman is going to handle the rest, Shanks Beckman that is. And yeah, I even used the EX here because it's not needed final stage, since Shanks Beckman gives a chain lock, and this is level limit break Shanks Beckman, so we're getting a 3.5 times chain lock and a 3.25 times call affinities. That's some really good numbers. But I was still a bit uncertain about the damage because we only have attack boost, ore boost, call affinity, chain lock, and then we have EX for slash and free spirit as well as dex super type. I honestly had no idea what the damage output will be. Miyok support is required sadly, since we need to set defense to 0 and get the CD back from the special reverse. But yeah, Miyok plus Hiyori handles the CDs. We can use Shank's Beckman now. But I wasn't sure about the damage, but yeah, it shouldn't be a problem with basically any investment. Like, you need Shank's Beckman maxed, of course, but as long as you set up Sorosani to be Dex, you should also be able to make this team work, I'm sure. And yeah, I start with the barrier pens on Helmetho and then just build up, or it doesn't matter because chain lock, and that's an easy kill. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.